Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Open Stride Podcast. This is going to be another continuous episode of our breakdown of the NFC conference. This time we're doing the NFC division, the NFC East, everybody's favorite division, the one that gets talked about the most all year long, the one that everybody loves to hate, the Cowboys. Either you're hating on the Cowboys, you talking about the Giants, are you talking about the Washington football team, are you talking about the Eagles? Like this division gets the most slander or love depending on the fan base from any division I know of in the whole NFL. So this should be fun. So joining me today, I like to bring in a guest every time we do these breakdowns, and this time we got my boy Zay. Zay ain't been on in a while, man. When I first started making my episodes, Zay came on like 3 straight shows in a row, and since then I'm deep in the game, and he ain't been coming back. So I guess my boy been busy. He at Nurse Bay back in the building. That not dynamic duo is finally back together. Zay, how you feeling, dog?
It's great, man. Just sitting here ready to see the stupidity that you come up with, Matthew.
Oh man, come on, dog. I'm the brightest mind in this area. I'm the brightest mind on this side of the Mississippi. So let's get into it. So just like every other conference and division, the way we're doing it is going from bottom to worst. I mean, worst to best. Excuse me. So I'm gonna start with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Philadelphia Eagles, man. This is the team I think is gonna have the worst record in the whole NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles. So people may be like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I got them going 6-11. So I don't feel like that's too bad. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles having the worst record in the NFC East coming out this year, man, in 2021, and I don't think that's too bad, man. I feel like that's going to be a productive year for them. I know the record doesn't say that they didn't have a best season last year, but they went 4-11 last year, so I got them improving by 2 games. They got a new coach. Coach Nick gonna be a first year head coach. Used to be the former offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. Now he's coming over to the Philadelphia uh, Eagles to see what he can do with their offense. Everybody knows it's going to be the Jalen Hurts show. They're gonna give the reins to him and let him take over the show for them and see what he can do as the new franchise quarterback for them, or if he can prove to be a franchise quarterback. Who knows? He may not. He may not be able to prove to be that guy. But we definitely go see what he can do. They took Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner, wide receiver in the first round with their first overall pick in the first round. So that's definitely gonna be pretty good for them. They blundered their last year pick by taking a wide receiver in the first round by taking Jalen and not taking Justin Jefferson. So they blundered that away. So hopefully they got this year right and they can get it right and move forward with Devontae Smith. He did deal with a little knee sprain, but he seems like he's going to be back healthy in a couple of weeks. And I just want to say one thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, man. What's going on with y'all training staff? Every year somebody's getting hurt. I know every year somebody get hurt on teams regardless. You're playing football. It's the most dangerous sport in America. But God dang, it's like, what are y'all? Are y'all feeding them the right food? Are y'all working out the right rays? Are y'all stretching? Y'all doing yoga? What's going on with y'all? Like Carson Wentz, I know he gone. Carson Wentz, Jalen Rieger, now Hurts. Last year I did y'all. 2 years ago, y'all had to play dudes from the training team, the practice squad, because none of y'all starting wide receivers can stay healthy. The O line getting hurt. Like, what is going? Me, I think the Philadelphia Eagles should do a full on investigating of what's going on with their training staff. Y'all need to figure that out because it's just not right that all y'all players keep getting injured. And I wish the best for them. I hate when players get injured, but man, come on, man, let's get it together. So that's how. I mean, that's just my quick takeaway. I don't want to say everything because, like I said, I got Zay here with me, and I just want him to get in there and see what he thinks about the Eagles and why I have them. Even if he agree, he may think they'll be a bit better, or he may think they'll be worse. Let's see what Zay thinks.
Nah, I think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll be. I don't know about getting six wins. They may. I think they probably will be around the same as they were last year, about 4 wins. Um, Devontae, we just gonna see. He a Louisiana boy, so what I'm saying. I like Devontae. I liked him in school, but it's just the question. It's a lot of question marks with him, mainly on the size. And I know a lot of times people say speed kills, but you getting pressed up by some of these NFL corners. It's a little bit different. He gets pressed up by somebody of the like a physical corner like Jalen Ramsey or someone that Stephon Gilmore or something like that. That's a little different. They may not be as fast as him, but it's all about the physicals. Now, if he's on open field, then yeah, but I think there's a couple of question marks. Jalen Hurts, he showed some potential, but he kind of regressed after that first start or two. He get played like 4 games, and the second 2 games it wasn't the greatest in the world. He has to get better with probably decision making and a little bit of accuracy when it comes to some of the passes. Now, the offensive line is where I saw them struggle last year, man. Carson Wentz, we can put all the blame on Carson Wentz, which a lot of it was his fault, but that offensive line was just injury riddled. And the fact is that a lot of the teams they played last year are some of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Carson Wentz was on the ground every play running for his life. They literally, like you said, had practice squad guys on the offensive line in week 2 of the season. So hopefully the durability will be a little bit better. Defense may be a little issue. It was good in the past, but last year they were injury riddled. So we'll just see how all of them come back. But I agree, they probably will be last place unless they just do something spectacular and surprise me. I think they'll be last place in the NFC East this year.
Exactly, exactly, and I agree. I agree. And the offensive line, yeah, just like you talk about it, they got Lane Johnson, of course, all alive. But got Brandon Brooks, you know what I'm saying, Jason Kelsey, all these guys have been around for a while. Tight end Dallas, he's gonna have a pretty good year. He's actually had an okay year going to last year, but this is gonna be the first year in a while they coming into a season that Zach Ertz is not their leading tight end. So that's gonna be different. Excuse me. All right, that's gonna be different. But yeah, we're gonna definitely see how that goes. The running back situation, they got Miles Sanders. We're gonna see how he plays. Greg Ward played good for them at the wide receiver spot, but not like I said, Jalen. Hoping he has a shake back year because he, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have a good year. He wasn't injured a lot. But one thing I want to talk about overall with the Philadelphia Eagles before we move on is that they're rumored to try to go get Deshaun Watson, man. That's what the word that's what they said on the grapevine. I ain't here to confirm anything, but that's what I heard through the grapevine that they rumored to try to get Deshaun, man. They got potential 3 first round draft picks next year going on to the future second round picks, and they may try to get Deshaun, man. So how you feel about the Shine playing for the Eagles? Like, I know we're not gonna stay on this a long time because it's just speculation, it's just rumors. But like, if they were able to pull that off and get the Shine over there, move Hurts to Houston, whatever they had to do, give it the draft picks and got the Shine to the Eagles, how would you feel about the Shine being in your division with your Washington football team?
I absolutely hate it, man. I do not want to deal with Deshaun Watson in the next 10 years in the same division, bro. I don't. Like I can deal with Dak Prescott. I could have dealt with Carson Wentz, but I believe that Deshaun Watson is a completely different level player when it comes to just talent. And the fact is, I don't even believe he still hit his ceiling yet. So it's just crazy. He's better than both of them, and he hasn't even gotten. I don't think he's the best that he can be, and I don't want to deal with that the next 15 years, man. I just don't. I know he got Chase Young over there, man, but it's just I just don't want to deal with that.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, if Deshaun, I mean, I don't want to lose Deshaun in Houston anyway, but I say it every time in all my episodes. I'm pro player, all the time pro player. So if he decided that he want to go play for a different team, I'm not mad. I'm going to do your thing, Deshaun. But if he was to go to the Eagles, I feel like that'd be a beautiful landing spot for him. I know it wouldn't work out for you being a Washington football team, but Deshaun, Dak, all in one division with players like Chase Young in that division, like I feel like that would turn your division from one of the worst to one of the best. So yeah, man, that Deshaun Watson being in Philly would be that'd be box office right there. That'd be something that I may get a Deshaun Watson jersey. No cap, no cap. I may become a Philly fan. I may become a Philly. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. So yeah, the next team we're gonna talk about is going to be the team I think is going to be just going to finish second to last in the division. and it's really second to last, but it could be last. 'Cause I got them having the same record as the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, that's gonna be the New York Giants. I know a lot of people out there might be like, the Giants 6-11. Yes, 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 dog. Yes, I'm not a believer in Danny Dimes. They did all these offseason moves. They got Saquon coming back. They got so much going on, and I still, after all that, got them finishing 6-11, dog. After I went through can you like I said, I broke down every game in the whole NFL game by game, one by one. And when I first in my first walkthrough, I had them finishing 8-9. Then I went back and did some more research, did some more this, yada yada yada. I ended up making them 6-11. So they can easily swing and be 8-9 or 9-8 and surprise me. But right now, I'm gonna stand on my 6-11. I might go waiver. Uh, they got Barkley coming. Like I said, they got Barkley coming back. Saquon. I think he the best running back in the NFL by far. I ain't gonna say by far, but I think he the best. I think he clearly the best. Yeah, bro. I think he clearly the. Who you think the best? Derrick Henry.
Bro, in the league, what you got when you got Derrick Henry and CMC, bro? No, no, I don't think he's the best. He's top three, four, but he's not. I don't think he's the best, Matthew, at all. You got a dude that literally just went for 2,000 yards and 17 touchdowns, and you don't think he's the best running back in the league, bro?
No, listen. Let me say it like this. Derrick Henry made me a believer. I'm gonna say that when he had like the year he just had was an amazing year. Last season he had a good year, and I was like, yeah, he did that, but he ain't gonna be able to do that again. So I'm still not gonna put no respect on his name. He doubled down, did even better, and I was just like, okay, you got my attention now. You like that, but I
Exactly. I don't
still,
see
even with
how.
that, would take Saquon down.
I just don't
Cause
see it.
listen, let me tell you why. I can understand. I can understand why you don't see it because, like you just said, look at what he's doing. Look what Derrick Henry is doing. He's putting up crazy numbers. He's running people over, stiff arming people, going viral for throwing Josh Norman across the field. Like he's doing stuff that people's just like, what the heck? He's like 6'3" and 250 pounds. So he's like a brick wall, and it's like anybody in the NFL should want him on their team, and I can see why. So let me break this down. So last season, I'm gonna be quick because this ain't got nothing to do with Derrick Henry. You're not even on the AFC South, but I'm gonna make this quick. Last season, Derrick Henry did what? He went for 2,000 yards and ran for 17 touchdowns. Amazing, amazing. He had 19 receptions on 114 yards. So he's mainly just a bailback. He's somebody that's gonna give you. He's not gonna be somebody to catch out of the backfield. He's not gonna be somebody to catch the line up like a wide receiver. He's not gonna do nothing. But if you just want a pure, straight running back, that's your man. Now let me talk about Saquon. Let me talk about that boy. Let me talk about him. So he was hurt last season. So boom, he was out. He was hurt. He messed his knee up. Praying for him, praying he come back healthy. His rookie season, right? His rookie season. That's the last year he was 100% healthy. Last season he was so. The season after his rookie season, sophomore season, he was so. He was dealing with injuries throughout the whole season. He missed 3 games, but this past season he got injured completely. He was gone. He only played 2 games. His rookie season, walked into the NFL as a rookie and put up 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, and from receptions he caught. Listen, he caught 91 receptions for 721 yards for 4 touchdowns. So that means this man caught 91 receptions, almost 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. On top of that, rushed for 1,300 yards with 11 touchdowns. So that means he's beating you on the ground and he's beating you in the air. He can line up with wide receivers. He can catch out the backfield. He can get in between tackles. He's a complete back. He can give you everything. So that's why I would take Saquon. And CMC, people will be like, well, CMC does the same thing. You 100% right. CMC does. And Chris McCaffrey, for the people that don't know who CMC is. Chris McCaffrey, he does do the same thing. He cuts out the backfield. He's amazing too. Let's talk about his numbers. Since we just throwing numbers out there, since we're on the topic, let's talk about Chris McCaffrey. He had like an amazing year last year too, because just overall, I drafted him on my fantasy team, so I know he did overall. But let's break his numbers down. Chris McCaffrey last season dealt with injuries again. I mean, not again, but just like Saquon dealt with injuries. Only played 3 games, so he didn't play that much. He did okay in those 3 games. But the season before that, what did he do? He had 1,300 yards, 1,400, damn near 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, and through the air, he had 116 receptions with 1,000 yards and four catches. He did that when he was 3 years in, though. Saquon almost did that same thing walking in as a rookie. That's my saying. That's my thing, though. So CMC walked in as a rookie and gave 435 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and 651 yards receiving. He was more so a slot receiver his first year than a running back. Saquon walked into the NFL and put up crazy numbers. Derrick Henry couldn't do that. CMC, he didn't do that. And now Saquon is going to come back this year, and he's going to be back healthy, and he's going to put up amazing numbers going to his 4th year. He's going to get that new contract, and it's going to be all well and done. That's what I got to say about that. Say now, I'm gonna go. Even though we're not even talking about no running back debate, I want you to talk on this. Go ahead.
All right, bro. Okay, I'm gonna talk on the Giants part and that little what you just said, man. Because yeah, I feel you. I feel it, but I feel like the Giants are a lot better than you think they are. There's a reason that they came along towards the end of the season. Their roster is not bad. Of course, I think they overpaid on some players like Adoree Jackson and a couple other pickups they had. I don't believe in Danny Dimes either. And I believe Saquon. I'm not saying he's not a great. I still feel like he's top 3, 4 running back in the league. I'm not saying that he's not going to be a big force. Because to be honest, if they do end up coming up second or in the NFC East, a lot of times, most likely it's going to be because of Saquon Barkley. And plus, they came up and added a few more key additions to their roster. So yeah, I mean, I feel you. I don't know about 6, and I don't think they'll. I think they'll get around 7 wins, maybe. I think around 7 and 10 is where I think I will put them. I think so. About 6, 7 wins, around what you said. But I do think if they do come up and end up having 8, 9 wins, I would not be surprised, especially if Danny Dimes has a breakout year. If he doesn't have a breakout year, Danny Dimes is out the door. Because, I mean, they didn't give Haskins. I mean, I'm saying Haskins been gone. And it was between Haskins and Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes is gone if he don't have a good year this year. But then back to you, man. I don't. My argument to that, bro, is we're not talking about rookie years, man. We're not talking about that. We're talking about now. I don't care what Saquon did his rookie year. He was amazing, of course. I mean, he was hurt last year, so I can't count that against him. But we talking about now. And right now, the best running back is Derrick Henry. And also, I can say the same thing about CMC. CMC was hurt last year as well, so I can't even put him into that conversation right now exactly. But if we're going to put off of just straight ability, straight skill, yeah, Saquon is in top 3, but I don't think he's that much more talented than CMC is. And yeah, you're saying that Derrick Henry didn't catch a lot of passes and everything. I mean, it's in the name, right? I mean, of course, the game has changed. It's in the name. It's a running back, bro. I'm not going to judge a running back because they don't catch passes. You know what I'm saying? He does what he does, and he does it well. Man, he got into they've been in the playoffs the last few years. So, with all that being said, yeah, top 3. You know what I'm saying? Because, in my opinion, Saquon is not the best runner of the football in the league, and he's also not the best catcher, pass catcher. You know, to be honest, I think CMC and Kamara are better pass catchers. I think Derrick Henry and I think Nick Chubb are better runners. So does that really, if he's not the best in 2 main categories that you basically count him for, then does that make him the best running back? What are you basing it off of? Potential? But that's really what I got to just say about that, man.
I understand that completely. I understand that completely. And my thing is, you're right. You're right. If you want you to be a running back, be a running back. Cool. That's 100% sure. But I'm just saying, I want my running back to be able to do multiple things. Like if you were talking about the NBA player, if we want you to do one thing, cool. But if you could be a 3-level scorer, that's even better. And Saquon is a 3-level scorer right now. That's what he is. He's the equivalent to a 3-level scorer. And to talk about your point about what he did his rookie season, I understand that we're not talking about. I'm not saying that just because he did that makes him better than him now. Right now, Derrick Henry is a dog. He's so okay. People could ask you Who your 5 favorite players in the NBA? You can give, and who your 5 favorite players in the NBA, or who your 5 favorite quarterbacks in the NBA, or they can ask you who are the best quarterbacks in the NBA. Those two different answers. If you ask me who my 5 favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, I'm gonna give you 5 quarterbacks. If you ask me who is the best quarterbacks in the NFL, that should be a consistent list, like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, all them. So when they ask me who do I think who the best running back in the NFL is, I'm gonna say Saquon. But if you're going just based off the numbers, I take my hat off. Derrick Henry, you got it, bro. Take my hat off. He got it. He's the man. He's the man. He's wearing that crown. He's King Henry. I can't take nothing from him. But if you ask me who I would want going into the season, I'm thinking Saquon every day. Saquon every day. No whole bars. I'm taking Saquon over. I'm taking CMC. Saquon just a souped up version of CMC. CMC was what? 100 and he like 200 pounds. Saquon about like 230, 240. He's just like a souped up version of CMC. That's all he is. So yeah, I'm taking Saquon. But I ain't mad at you for going with Derek. I ain't mad at you at all. But Saquon, that boy, he that dog, man. But I'm gonna talk about the cause that kind of threw both of us off that whole conversation. I'm gonna talk about the whole Eagles, not the Eagles, but the Giants situation, and let you know. So the additions they made is Kenny Galloway. They brought in John Ross. They brought in Kyle Rudolph. They brought in some players like that. They got Sterling Shepard coming back. They got Darius Slayton coming back. They got Evan Ingram coming back. So they brought in a lot of weapons for Danny Dimes. So Daniel Jones, this is his, like you said, this is his year that he has to get it done. If he don't get it done this year, they're going to be looking to move him. And they're going to be looking to get somebody in the draft or bring in a free agent quarterback. They may go get Aaron Rodgers for all we know. So this is his year to make something happen. The O line is weak, so it's tough right there. It's the development O line, so they're gonna have to get better with the O line, get some more chemistry. But Danny had 11 touchdowns for 10 interceptions last year with multiple fumbles. He had more turnovers than touchdowns, including his interceptions and fumbles. He had more turnovers than touchdowns. So and also, Pro Football Focus has their roster ranked 19th coming into the season based on what they did last year. And I forgot to bring it up for the last team, the Eagles. Pro Football Focus has their roster ranked 29th, the Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, man, the best part about the Giants is going to be their defense. At the end of the day, their O line is dangerous with Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, your boy from Clemson. That's going to be their most dangerous, and also their secondary with James Bradbury, Jackson, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney, Julian Love. It's just like their secondaries is nice. Their defense, their D line is nice. So we're gonna see how they do going into the season. But that's gonna be their focal point. Their defense is gonna be that's gonna win them most of their games. Danny Dimes is on you, brother. The ball is in your hand. Literally, don't fumble it away. Literally, do not fumble it away because you tend to have small hands. You can't hold on to the ball. So we're going to see how he does. So we're going to our next team, man. And this is where it's. But y'all thought that Saquon Derrick Henry conversation was interesting. This is where it's about to get interesting right here. This is why I wanted Zay on this episode right here because we talking about the Washington football team. And man, oh man, I'm just gonna give y'all some quick facts, and me and Zay will go into our conversation. So I got them finishing third in the division. I got them not making the playoffs though. I got them going 9-8. They finished 7-9 last year. They won a division. They did make the playoffs, and they gave the Bucks about the toughest push out of any team in the playoffs last year. So I got them going 9-8, missing the playoff, and finishing one game behind Cowboys. I'll go ahead and say that now. I got them finishing one game behind the Cowboys. And dog, so their quarterback is going to be Fitzmagic, right? Some reports came out recently through our training camp preseason. They were talking about Tyler Heineke, that he was diming it up in practice. He may steal that starting spot from Fitzmagic. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it could be Heineke, it could be Fitzmagic. Either one of those guys, I ain't scared of either one of them. So it don't matter who gets the starting spot. They can play the starting spot together. They can just both line up behind center, and one be the running back and one be the quarterback. It don't matter. So the biggest thing about the Washington football team is going to be their defense. That D line is ferocious. That D line is probably one of the best, if not the best, in the whole NFL. So you got Chase Young, you got Payne, you got Jonathan Allen, you got Sweat, and that in the secondary you got Curl, Cameron Curl. So they got some players on that defense that you got to worry about. They got some players on that defense. They clearly, I feel like they have the best defense in the whole NFC East. I feel like the Giants are right behind them, but I feel like they have the best defense overall. And then their first pick overall that they made in the draft was another defensive player. They got a linebacker, Jalen Phillips. So they really trying to hone in on what their identity is, and their identity is clearly the defensive side. Now, if you go to the offensive side, they got Antonio Gibson, came in last season as a rookie, had a good season. I'm not saying that he was like a world beater, but he played good. He played good. The offensive line is weak. This is going to be Ron Rivera's second year under the helm as their head coach. We're going to see what he does since being over there. It was funny that he came. Well, honestly, it wasn't funny, honestly, but it was interesting that he came out showing so much frustration with the organization and the players by having so many unvaccinated players, and he was just like, "Man, I'm dealing with all my own health issues, and I got to come to my job, and I'm coaching guys that don't even want to get vaccinated to help us all." But that's another story for another day. I'm not trying to get into vaccinated, unvaccinated debate with people. But so yeah, man, they have a good roster. Overall, Pro Football Focus have their roster ranked 12th overall, man. So that means they do have a good roster. They have almost a top 10 roster according to Pro Football Focus. That's their stats. But yeah, man, the best offensive player is going to be Terry. Terry, a dog. I like Terry. Terry last season, he has to get better with getting the ball in the end zone, though, man. I will say that I can't put it all on him because he does need a quarterback. But man, he has to get better with getting the ball in the end zone with 87 receptions, 1,119 yards, and only 4 touchdowns. That's tough. So I said a lot. I want you to go ahead and jump in that, Zay, because this is your squad, and I just want to hear what you got to say about me got to finishing second in the division and not making the playoffs.
First of all, you disrespectful, bro. I expected it coming. I saw it coming, bro. And also, I'm going to answer question. I'm going to reply to something you just said. You said a weak offensive line, Matthew. Yeah, our offensive line had a whole bunch of no names, but you know where our offensive line finished. Since you want to bring up Pro Football Focus, you know what the offensive line finished at the end of the season in season rankings? I know where it finished. It finished 6th, Matthew, on a Pro Football Focus offensive line rating. Yes, and you know what I'm saying? Okay. I thought you was going to say something.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Antonio Gibson, I like what you said. I mean, he's going to develop over time. He's not a complete running back yet. I mean, granted, he did play receiver in college. So last year really was his first year out there actually playing as running back and did an amazing job. He's a pure pass catcher. You want to be honest, he got the potential to be the best pass catching back in the league if he keeps developing. Terry is a dog. And then the thing, bro, you should have saw it. I'm like, I see your face, but you should have saw it, man. You should have saw it. He was a receiver, bro. Some of the catches he made were unreal at running back, bro. Think about it. One thing
about I'm saying to be the best one.
I said if he has the
best one though, come on.
He has the potential. Pure pass catching, bro. We had him lined up. Him and JD McKissick were lined up in slot half the time, man. Off of pure potential, he has the ability. I can say that CMC, Saquon, Dalvin Cook, the rest of them, have been running back. This dude is coming from receiver to running back. So, of course, he has the potential to be the best pass catching if he can keep developing. He also became, towards the middle of the season, developed into a better runner of the football. So, he got potential and he's developing. Now, the thing I got to say about Terry, man, Terry's a dog. 1,100 yards the first 2 seasons of his career with a good 6-7 different quarterbacks, man. And that's what I'm saying. My guy's going through Josh Johnson, Mark Sanchez, Case Keenum, Alex Smith, Kyle Allen. I can keep going on. Steve Williams and Taylor Heineke. Yeah, and to have 2,000-yard seasons, I'm not saying that he's D Hop, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a similar situation. Is D Hop in Houston for the longest had so many different quarterbacks who were still putting up numbers because of talent alone. Yeah, I do want to see the touchdown numbers go up, but I mean, if you I watched every game, so you just watch the games, and a lot of times the passes that Terry was catching, they weren't necessarily touchdown passes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of to be honest, several games, a lot of our touchdowns we had mostly rushing touchdowns. Then Antonio Gibson, along with his other numbers, he had double-digit rushing touchdowns, and a lot of those were short yardage touchdowns. So we get the ball within the 5-yard line, and then we have to rush it in with Antonio Gibson. So that's where all those touchdowns came. Antonio Gibson had a lot of rushing touchdowns last year just because of that. So at the end of the day, Terry would get us down the field, but a lot of times the offense, we got Scott Turner's offense. Scott Turner's offense is not necessarily – it's not like a Bruce Arians offense where we finna throw it down the field. Scott Turner is a pure West Coast offense. He's throwing bubble routes. He's throwing flat routes. He's throwing Texas routes to the running back. That's one reason J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson had great years, because they got the ball almost every play. Only time Terry and the other receivers got the ball is if they were just slap open. And a lot of times when they were, Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins, forgot about him, they couldn't get him the ball. Terry honestly didn't start actually catching passes until Alex Smith took over halfway through the season. And so, yeah, the defensive line, you already said that. That's the one part you did respect about us, man. The defensive line is elite. But then our secondary got a lot better, man. We still got Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller is a really, really good corner, man. Honestly, he led the NFL in interceptions halfway through the season until Xavier Howard came by and swooped past him. Cam Curl, great young piece. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would start. I hope he does start. But then we do also have big Landon Collins coming back. Now, he would be perfect in a Jamal Adams type role, a sub linebacker kind of coming in, but he doesn't want that role. He want to play safety, but can't cover a lick. But he's still a good football player, and he can tackle, one of the best tacklers on the team. You come in also, we got William Jackson, who was a really, really good corner from Cincinnati. And interception numbers don't show it, but the deflections do. You know what I'm saying? So overall, our team got a couple of rookies. You know what I'm saying? Jamin Davis coming in, middle linebacker. That was one of our weakest spots of the defense. So hopefully he comes in and produces. But overall, I don't think that. Oh yeah, and Logan Thomas, and he came in and he's started producing. We picked up my boy Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel will be a nice piece. And I honestly predict Terry's best season will come this year, just for the plain and simple fact that he finally has another receiver on the other side of him that has similar abilities, and he has a quarterback that fits magic. Whether he will throw an interception or not, he ain't scared to get you the ball. That's one thing we've struggled with the past. Kyle Allen, Josh Johnson, Dwayne Haskins. Well, not Dwayne Haskins. He wasn't scared to throw a pick at all. But you get what I'm saying. They're not going to throw the ball down the field. It was a lot of check downs. Alex Smith sure wasn't about to throw the ball down the field. It was check down every play. But Fitzmagic, whether good for the good or bad, Fitzmagic will throw the ball down the field. And you saw what happened last year in that play when he was that play against the Raiders. You saw what happened. So he'll get the ball down the field. So I feel like Terry will have a great season. We picked up a lot of other receivers too, young good receivers. Got this one guy. One guy. Just remember his name. His name is Diami Brown. Came from University of North Carolina. Dude is a speedster, about 6'3", and I feel like he's gonna be something, man. It's just I see the potential. And you're saying that the Cowboys. I don't care what anybody say. When somebody picks the Cowboys, it just infuriates me. It just lights something under me, man. Like Dak, I love Dak just because he's from this area, man. I like Dak as a quarterback. I don't think Dallas deserves Dak Prescott. I don't. The way that Jerry Jones done treated him over the past few years, I don't believe he deserved it. If I was him, I would have left and probably came to Washington. But it is what it is. I just don't see it. You can say that, okay, their defense was treacherous, was terrible last year. I don't see Dan Quinn, who was the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks during the Legion of Boom era. I don't see him making that much of a difference. The fact is that Dan Quinn ran a cover 3 because that's the Seahawks staple, cover 3 set defense, and he also had Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. I can keep going. Does he have a Bobby Wagner? Is Jalen Smith a Bobby Wagner? I don't even. Is Trevon Diggs is he a Richard Sherman? Do they have an Earl Thomas or Cam Chancellor, Matthew? No, they don't. So I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference. Part of the issue was last year not necessarily the defense. Of course, they did call some defensive sets, and the formations they were running were kind of wonky. But a lot of it was the players. A lot of times it wasn't even the coaching last year with the Cowboys. Now, Mike McCarthy, you know what I'm saying? Of course, he has his flaws, but a lot of times it was the players. The players lacked the drive. And I don't think a Dan Quinn is going to come in and all of a sudden push this team. You should see the game. Like, I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I'm a fan, but I felt bad for the Cowboys when we played them. We whooped them 2 times in a row. Literally, they gave up almost at halftime, Matthew. Antonio Gibson, they let him run all over him. They just lacked the drive. And I don't think that's something that a different coach or a couple of different players is going to change. So, no, I disagree completely, man. I feel like, of course, we do have the division winning schedule, so that's the hardest schedule. But I don't think that the Cowboys are going to beat us when it comes to winning the division. I don't think that. Now, the offense will be great. And then you still got the question mark of Dak. Dak literally is coming back, playing, practicing, everything. Another injury, and I think it was like a shoulder or muscle strain. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to shoulders and muscles near the shoulder, that's usually one of the most limiting injuries for a quarterback. So who knows what Dak is gonna be? And right now, I don't even think I know who their backup quarterback is because Andy Dalton ain't there no more. So if Dak doesn't play to the full potential, you really think that Zeke and CeeDee Lamb was gonna be enough to kind of lead that offense? Now, with that, the offense is great. But without them, you saw what happened last year, though, Matthew. No, I mean, that's all I got to say, man. You got me worked up a little bit, bro.
Couple things down. Let's break a couple things down that you said. So, you talked about their schedule, right? And the thing about it, when I was breaking down their schedule, the thing I literally put on my notes was I put a bracket over from week 5 all the way into their bye week to week 10. Their schedule, let me break it down for you. They start the year off kind of soft. They go against the Chargers though. Chargers supposed to be a team this year. They go against the Giants. I got them winning the game, but then they got to play Buffalo. Then they got another week game. They play Atlanta. Then after they play Atlanta, so coming out their first 4 games, they can easily be 2-2. Easily be 2-2 after those first 4 games. But going into that after that, they got the Saints, they got the Chiefs, they got Green Bay, they got Denver, then they got Tampa Bay. People may be like, "Oh, Denver and New England ain't nothing." New England not New England, but New Orleans. They dealing with what they dealing with right now. They lost Drew. They just lost Mike T. But they still New Orleans at the end of the day. Chiefs, Green Bay, back to back. Those could be 2 L's back to back. You going to the Chiefs. I mean, you playing Chiefs at home, then you going to Green Bay. That could be 2 L's back to back. Then after you go into the bye, as soon as you come off the bye, you play Tampa Bay. Those 3 teams that you playing within 4 weeks are probably the best 3 teams in the whole NFL. All 3 of those could be L's, and I already gave y'all 2 L's to start the week on going into week 4. The only good thing on your side, is y'all playing the NFC East. So y'all can lose 8 games and still win the division. That's the only good thing about it. Y'all can lose 8 games. Y'all proved it last year by losing 9 games and making it to the playoffs. So y'all can still lose 8 games, making the division. That's why I got y'all going 9-8. And all your points about the Cowboys are valid. I respect them, and everything you said is 100%. I ain't gonna say 100% true, but 100% noted. But let's talk about how you said Terry dealing with things, and he dealing with all these quarterbacks, and that's why his numbers do what they with. Hop, don't compare him to Hop, because Hop deal with multiple quarterbacks, and Hop got 10 plus touchdowns multiple times with all kind of quarterbacks. So don't compare him to Hop. But I want to talk about the point about you said Antonio Gibson could be the best pass catcher. That's total lunacy. He is a good running back. I give him that. To switch over from wide receiver to running back is amazing. To play wide receiver in college, switch over to running back and put up the numbers that he put up. 795 yards, damn near 800 yards with 11 touchdowns and 247 yards receiving. Man, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't complain about that. That's what you need from a rookie running back to step in a position that he never played before after playing wide receiver in college. So I agree with that. Terry, the thing about Terry, I respect Terry. I think Terry's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I don't got him really top 10, but I think he's still one of the best. He probably low top 15. He probably between that 15 to 20 range in my book. But he's definitely a good. I definitely respect him as a wide receiver, and I like him. But you talking about a number two? You really trust Curtis Samuel? Do you trust Curtis Samuel as to be your number two? I don't, and I'm not even a fan of y'all. I don't trust Curtis Samuel, but we're gonna see what he does. Last season he played with Carolina. He did have a good year. I would give him that. I would give him that. He had a good year. He had a decent year. I'm not gonna say he had like an all time year, but he had 77 receptions for 851 yards with 3 touchdowns. So that's a good year. He's gonna be. But I like Logan too. So it's just a lot of question marks on your team. Defense is outstanding. I'm not even gonna hold you about the defense. That defense gonna be crazy. Like you said, Collins, he got to decide what he gonna do for as far as what position he gonna play. I think he should just stay at that strong safety position. Let Cam Curl play that free safety position. Then y'all can run y'all cornerbacks at people and go from there like Kendall Fuller and the rest of y'all Benjamin Justin and the rest of y'all cornerbacks. Let them run out and run at people. But Will Jackson, all those guys. Defense is elite. Defense may be top 5 in the whole NFL. Defense is elite, but it's just I'm nervous about your offense, man. I'm just being honest, man. I'm just nervous about your offense. That's all. That's my only trepidation against the Washington football team. That's why I got y'all going 9-8, and I really got y'all one game behind the Cowboys because I feel like it could go either way. But I had to make a decision, and I made a decision. But I feel like it can go either way.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying. Okay, listen. Correction. I'm not saying that Antonio Gibson is going to be Saquon, CMC. I'm not saying that because I don't see the same type of explosion as I do those two. But what I'm saying is, having made the transition from receiver, seeing him line up at receiver, catching some of the passes, I do, just based off of skill and potential, I do see him being the best. I'm not saying the best running back, but the best pass catching running back. Now, I can see him come. He came out the backfield and made better catches than 90% of the receivers. But what I am saying about Curtis Samuel, I'm not saying that I completely trust him to be that number two that's going to go out there and get 1,000 yards or close to 1,000 yards along with Terry's 1,000 yards. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is last year, one of the issues we had with our offense was we had issues that Alex Smith was not going to throw the ball down the field. Everybody knew that. So check down. A lot of teams were literally sitting out there playing cover two, playing hard flats just on us the whole game. But one of the issues was outside of Terry, we had no other options or weapons at receiver. Now, we handled that. Now we got a couple speedsters and we got Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, even if he comes in and gives us 500 receiving yards, Curtis Samuel, what I'm saying is he'll take a lot of that off of Terry. Literally, Matthew, but we were playing the Buccaneers last year in the playoffs. You know who they covered most of that game? Terry by himself. Cam Sims, he made a play every blue moon. The other guys outside of Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick, we literally were no threat when it came to the wideout position. But I'm not saying that Curtis is going to be Eric Decker to Demaryius Thomas or Alshon Jeffrey to Brandon Marshall or vice versa. What I'm saying is Curtis Samuel will take pressure. They won't be able to sit there and sit back and hold on to Terry the whole game by himself because Curtis is on the other side and probably is just as fast. That's what I'm saying. And the other young receivers he brought in. Literally, our offense was stagnant. Bro, a lot of times when we played the Steelers, the game we came back and won, the upset of the year, bro, they literally had Minkah Fitzpatrick and two other corners eyeing Terry the whole game and had no threat to the other side. Part of the reason we won because Cam Sims did make a miraculous play. But I feel like I'm not saying he's going to be top 2, top 3 duo in the league, but that addition and plus Curtis.
All right, question for you.
Yeah.
Question for you. I'm gonna stop you right there. What's their record going to be then for the season?
I say we take that 10-7 spot, bro. I say that Washington has the potential
y'all going 10-7, and you got Dallas finishing.
Yeah, under us. I say 8 or 9 games for Dallas, just because I don't know there's question marks behind Dak Prescott. And then honestly, there's question marks behind Ryan Fitzpatrick too, because our season depends on quarterback play as well. And mainly what I'm saying is like I believe that we have the power. I know you said there's a lot of hard games. Like of course I know the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Packers. We got a tough schedule. But I do believe that during the regular season, we have the potential to upset one or two of those teams and bump the record up a little bit more. Now I'm not saying that we're gonna beat for sure that we're gonna beat the Buccaneers or beat the Chiefs or anything, but it's possible. I can't say it's possible. Now, I know that that's a rivalry, but I mean, didn't the Raiders kind of upset the Chiefs last year? The Buccaneers lost a lot of games during the regular season last year that they weren't supposed to lose. So yes, I kind of see I think those are probably the two best teams in the league, but I do think that we are able to beat that. And I think that we also have the potential to take that New Orleans game if everything falls into place. Because I do not trust Jameis Winston, and I do not trust Taysom Hill. So yeah.
Okay, I got you. So I ain't even gonna hold everybody that's listening. We're gonna jump right into the next team, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, that's who I got finishing with the best record, as a lot of people do. Most people got Dallas or the Washington football team finishing second, and some people sneakily got the Giants up there. So I can't be mad at any of the three, honestly. It can swing anyway. That's how close this division is. Pro Football Focus has the Dallas Cowboys ranked roster 8th. So you was going crazy about the Pro Football Focus ranking. They got the Cowboys ranked roster 8 going into the season. Dak got his contract. He's not playing on a whimsy deal no more. He locked up on his deal. I feel like they have the most explosive receiving court in the whole NFL. Not the deepest, not the best, just the most explosive with considering their quarterback, who their running back is, and who the receivers they have. I feel like they have the most explosive receiving court in the NFL with Lamb, Coop, and Gallup. I feel like that's the best receiving court in the whole NFL. Secondary is the biggest question, man. Secondary, they have sucked at secondary for years. And I'm being honest with y'all listening. My mom is a Cowboys fan, diehard, been one her whole life. My grandmother was a Cowboys fan. They skipped me because I'm not a Cowboys fan. But ever since I've been watching the Cowboys since I was a kid, man, they have had a bad secondary. I remember they were talking about how they had a bad secondary, and they had Roy Williams back in the day when he was back there playing safety for them. Then they went out and got Morris Claiborne one year. Then they finally got a cornerback. They got Byron Jones, and he left because he got paid by somebody else, and they had the money to pay him. So it's just like their secondary has sucked for years. The major thing about their defense is going to be, can their players that they paid on defense step up and be leaders and play to the level that got them that money. So the players I'm talking about, D-Law, come on, man. You play that tackle position, DeMarcus Lawrence, man. That's exactly for people that know who D-Law is. Come on, man. It's time for you to step up and do something on that defensive side. Jalen Smith was another one that got paid. He played at Notre Dame. He got hurt the last game of the season, Notre Dame, so he fell in the draft. The Cowboys took a chance on him. He sat out the whole year, came back the next year, played amazing since then, and now he kind of fell off ever since he got paid. But now it's time for him to step up and play into that money. The other linebacker they have that wants a new deal, and they decided to opt out his 5th year, so he's playing for a contract right now, Van Der Esch. So Van Der Esch, it's your time to step up too, man. I can't just say stay healthy, like you got control of your stuff, staying healthy, but you could put yourself in the best position to stay healthy by doing the right things off the field and on the field to make sure you stay healthy as far as nutrition, working out, anything else that goes into that to make sure you're staying 100% healthy as possible to your ability. So yeah, man, they got Van Der Esch that's looking for a new deal. But outside of that, man, the defense is not that deep. We're going to see how they play. But those players like that, they got to step up and be those guys for that team because, man, the offense is set. You got Zeke coming back. Zeke may have a shake back year like he had his first year in the NFL as a rookie. You talking about rookie season about Saquon. Zeke had a crazy rookie year as well. But Zeke, they were saying you was overweight last year, man. They were saying you got fat, you got sluggish, you wasn't the same, you wasn't hungry no more, Zeke. And I ain't say none of this, Zeke. I'm just saying what the people said. So don't come for me. I'm just saying what the people say, Zeke. And if we go back to your rookie season, man, you had an amazing rookie season. 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns your rookie season, man. 363 yards receiving, y'all. Man, come on, Z, you was amazing. And ever since then, you just fell off, man. If we go into your sophomore year, you only played 10 games because everything you was dealing with, 15 games after that, and you went for another 1,400 yards. Then you came into 2019, you played all 16 games, put up 1,300 yards, put 12 touchdowns. But this last season, man, you played 15 out of 16 games. You didn't even crack 1,000 yards, and you only had 6 touchdowns. So it's like every year you're declining in stats, Zeke. And you got your money, you got paid, you locked up for a long time. You locked up, and now it's like, did that money kind of make you soft, or you just declining as a player? They got you locked up for a minute. They do got a potential out for you in your contract in about 2 seasons, so you got to be careful with that. But outside of that, Zeke, you gotta do better. But I ain't gonna put it all on you, cause Amari Cooper, man, you got paid as well, man, and you didn't have the best of a season last season. Not no number one receiver type year to be the top 5, top 3 highest paid receiver in the NFL. You got to step up too, man. You got to go be that number one guy for them, and lead them on the offensive side as a wide receiver. You got Amari. Amari. I'm tripping. You got CD and you got Michael Gallup. Both dudes are amazing, but you got to be that lead guy. You got to step up. I know you're a nonchalant kind of guy. You more relaxed. You chill. Yada yada yada. But now you got to step up, man. 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns not gonna get it done. To be the number one guy, and it's really not your stats. I'm gonna say that it's really not your stats, because I ain't 92 receptions and 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. You got to prove on that. It's not bad, because we were just bragging about how Terry has similar numbers, and we were talking about how great he is. It's your impact, Coop. The impact you make on the games. It seems like it's like you remind me of a scorer in basketball that put up 20 a game, and you look up and the team's down by 30. And you're like, did that 20 even amount to something? Then you got players out here that put up 15 a game, and that impact they had on that team got them up by 5. Somebody that come to mind is like Chris Paul, that could put up like 16, 17 points, but his impact on the team is just so much winning. And your stats are not making an impact to us winning. And that's why I'm saying that you'll have games where you put up 100 yards, then you'll disappear 2 games straight, then you come back and put up another 100 yards. It's just like come on, man. You gotta have some of that grit and grind to get out there and ball every day. So that's my biggest thing about the Cowboys, man. That's coming back, and like you said, the biggest red flag on the whole organization is that shoulder for Dak, man. They need that shoulder to be right. If it's not right, I mean, you nurse bay, so you know all about those injuries and all about all those kind of genetics and muscles and bones. You know all about that. So you could talk about that, but as far as what I know, Dak, that shoulder got to be right, man. If that shoulder not right, the whole season is going down, and it's gonna go down just like it went down last season, man. When y'all went 6-10, y'all almost stuck it to the playoff last season, but y'all went 6-10. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is y'all bringing in on Mekhi Parsons. I feel like that was a steal. I feel like he's not, if not the best defensive player in the draft, he's definitely top 3, and we're gonna see how he does. But that's all I got to say about the Cowboys, man. I'm gonna let Zay get in there and see what he has to say, because it's definitely tough on the defensive side, but their offense crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It was like that's what I said earlier. It's just you got players like Trevon Diggs who have a lot of potential, but they're not necessarily like he was getting out there getting dusted last year by a lot of players, man. Like I remember one play, bro. He was just stuck. Terry just dusted right past him, man. I'm a Washington fan, so of course I liked it. But as a Cowboys fan, I would have been like, "What, dude? What you doing?" Like he literally was just standing there, and Terry was down the field for a touchdown. But they have a lot of big questions. I think Michael Parsons, I think is going to provide a spark, kind of a hunger, or like that. He's going to motivate. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring that energy, similar to the way Chase Young did for us. You know what I'm saying? Chase Young came in and kind of, in a way, our defense is already pretty good, but they came in and along with, the changes of Jack Del Rio, revitalized the energy of that team. And I feel like Michael Parsons has the potential to do that for the Cowboys. Now, the secondary, I don't think that really will be good again this year. What they're going to have to get their bread and butter is going to have to be in the interior. It's going to have to be the box. It's going to have to be DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch. It's going to have to be those guys, because the secondary I don't think will be as great. Last year, I kind of wanted them to go after my Earl Thomas after all that drama with him happened. I know it may not have been a good idea at the time, but it provided a little bit of stability at that safety position for him. It's a couple of guys. Maybe like Earl Thomas is on the older side, but when it comes to the leadership, bringing that hunger, that dog back into that Cowboys secondary and locker room and defense, I think that's somebody that they could have used. Offense, yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest. If the offensive line gets back to the way they used to be, man, it's crazy. The offensive line have had the Cowboys have had a good offensive line my whole life. They've had a good offensive line my whole life, and part of the reason why Zeke had that amazing rookie season. But you had Zach Martin, you had Tyron Smith, all five starting offensive linemen were Pro Bowl level. And then I really believe that their offense goes along with, I can't think it comes and goes with that. Because, like you said, Amari didn't have the best. He had 1,100 yards. It's pretty good. When you said, like, the impact. But also, I believe that a lot of that had to do with the fact that the quarterback play. Similar to Alex Smith, Andy Dalton doesn't have that same level of confidence or the same play style as Dak Prescott always had. Now, if Dak would have been there the whole season, I believe we would have had a different conversation right now. But the fact is that Andy Dalton, although he's a good quarterback, I don't believe that he's never the best. I think he was low-key a little bit underrated, even in Cincinnati. But the way that he ran the offense was a little bit different, just based off the eye test. It was just a little bit different from the way that they normally ran their offense. And then the fact that Andy Dalton didn't really have much help from Zeke. Now, as you said, Zeke did seem like he kind of lost a step. Now, I know Zeke was one of my favorite running backs. I feel even though he was on the Cowboys, kind of seemed like he's lost a step. But overall, off the line comes back. Zeke comes back, and Zeke. I'm not saying Zeke has to come back and get another 1,600 yard game a year, but if Zeke can get 1,000, just 1,000, maybe 7, 8 touchdowns, I believe that would be enough to take pressure off of Dak Prescott enough for them to have a pretty good season. Along with the fact that they have a very deep receiving core, man. And Dak is one of the guys, man. Dak gonna throw it down the field. That's one thing. He's not scared to throw it down the field. That's what I'm saying. It always comes and goes with Dak. Now, if Dak is not playing, I don't think the Cowboys are able to win. With all the weapons, I don't think they'll be able to win. The only way that they'll be able to win without Dak being there is if Zeke goes back to rookie year Zeke and is carrying the offense and moving the ball down the field. If that does not happen, then I don't think that the Cowboys will have that great of a season. Overall, I think that and also another part of it is in their division, they had the worst defense by far. We talk about the Eagles' defense. The Eagles' defense was not that great. The Eagles' defense won this because of injuries. And if when healthy, the Eagles' defense is actually a pretty good defense. Washington, great defense. Giants, great defense. And then you got the Cowboys are sitting here lacking. When they played all those teams, you want to be honest, they struggled because of that reason. You know what I'm saying? They struggled because of that reason. The only reason, and honestly, I don't know how on Thanksgiving we put that many points up on the Cowboys. That's how, and it's because we had a terrible offense last year, Matt. But then that just goes to show you how bad the Cowboys' defense is. We put up like 50. Even although some of that wasn't, like a couple of them weren't, that were defensive touchdowns, we still put up at least 30 points. And our offense throughout the season could barely put up 20 a game, Matt. Could barely. A lot of games we came out with 15 points. And a lot of them weren't even offensive touchdowns. It was all defensive touchdowns. So, but the Cowboys have a lot of potential. And I just think the way that they have been drafting in the past and the future is kind of like the Jerry Jones effect. Now, Jerry Jones has done wonders for the team in certain aspects, but it's just the players he chooses, the way he chooses players has not worked. So I think they got to change something up to get that glory back from what they used to be. Like when back in the day, bro, I probably from even the Cowboys, like you said, growing up, we've never seen a good Cowboy secondary. But that used to be one of the things that the Cowboys were known for. Cowboys are known for a run game, defense, and defensive back, man, back in prime time and the rest of them. So it's just to see that come back, they're going to have to change the way that they do things, man, and kind of be a little bit more flexible, mainly the Jones family.
I agree. I like all that. So yeah, we pretty much on the same page for the most part, Zay. Like we just differ on what we've got your Washington football team finishing, and I got the Cowboys. I got them literally one game ahead of y'all. I feel like it can go either way. So I wouldn't be surprised if y'all got in. But I ain't gonna hedge my bet. I'm gonna stand on what I said, and I'm gonna ride with the Cowboys. But it's definitely gonna be It's definitely gonna be interesting to see this season unfold, especially if Dak is dealing with that shoulder injury all year, man. That's gonna be a nagging injury that you don't want to deal with all season. So we're gonna see how he does with that. So just to get into, that's gonna be it for the the breakdown of the NFC division, NFC East division. Just to recap, I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom now, since everybody know what's going on. We got the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys finishing first. Zay got the Washington football team finishing first. Both got them going 10-7. I got the Washington football team finishing second at 9-8. Zay got the Cowboys finishing second. Then we both agree on the Eagles and the Giants both finishing at the bottom of the division. So it's gonna be interesting division. It always is every year, because that's like the most talked about division every year. Whenever the Sunday is over, we come into Monday. Most all shows are leading with topics about the NFC East. Like, the NFC controls the airwaves of most national syndicated shows, and especially the local shows. So yeah, man. So that's gonna be it for that, man. But we're not done. We're not done, y'all. You know what's gonna happen. Y'all know what it is. I gotta put Zay in the house of hot takes, and I gotta give Zay 5 quick questions, man. And we're gonna see how he does with these 5 quick questions, man. It's gonna be quick. And like I said, the house hits. Well, before we continue, DJ dropped that beat. All right, before we continue, man, Zay, I'm just letting you know, 5 quick questions. You got 30 seconds to a minute to answer. These are not long, engaging answers. 30 seconds to 1 minute to answer. I may ask you a follow-up question just if you shock me enough, but it's gonna be 5 questions, Zay. So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get it, man. The first question is gonna be: is Dak Prescott a top 8 quarterback? If you need a second to list your quarterbacks, go ahead. But is Dak Prescott a top 8 quarterback in the NFL?
No. I don't believe he's a top 10. I don't believe he's top 8. I don't. I just named 7 in my head, and I think there's somebody I'm missing. But if I can name 7 in my head that easily, I don't think Dak is top 8.
Okay, I agree. I don't think he's top 8 either. I think he borderline top 10, right? Like he around that 10 to 13 range.
Yeah,
in my book. All right, next question. Now another quarterback question. Do you believe Jalen Hurts can be a franchise quarterback?
I do, and I stand by it. If you get the right developmental staff alongside Jalen Hurts and give him a little time, because he does have some areas that he needs to work on. He can be that. He can have that type of impact. Whether it's the mix of running the ball or passing the ball, he can have that type of impact on the team. So I do believe he can be a franchise quarterback. I believe he can, at the lowest, he'll be at the Ryan Tannehill level player.
Okay. I like that. All right, third question. This one's going to throw you for a loop. Unless you've been thinking about it already. Third question. What should the Washington football team next name be?
I don't know, man. I really haven't even thought about this, but I just be like, okay, whatever it is, but I just don't want to stay the Washington football team. I know I saw some names like
you don't like it being Washington football team?
I don't. It's unique, but it's not unique to me in the right way. I don't like that. I want to name a mascot identity. Like, I know one name I used to like when it first started coming up was the Red Wolves or something dealing with that. Honestly, at first, I said the Reds, kind of like the Cincinnati Reds and all this other stuff. I said just a simple Reds. You can keep your colors, you can keep everything, and just kind of do something with that. So I don't really know. Maybe a little basic, but I don't know, y'all. Like, that's probably my best 2 I can think of.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And the only reason I asked you, that recently the MLB team just changed their name, so we're gonna keep going though. The next question. Another quarterback question. Quarterbacks are running this hot take today. Will this be Daniel Jones' last season in New York as a starting quarterback?
I hate to say it because I love young quarterbacks, but I really think it is. It's crazy because I feel like he has the intangibles to be a great quarterback. I mean, the body, he can run, everything, but I think a lot of the issues with him alongside Dwayne Haskins is mental. It might maybe not be the same mental issues, but it's something going on with Daniel Jones. And it may not even just be him. It may be the staff that he's with. You know what I'm saying? Some quarterbacks, maybe like Andy Reid or Bruce Arians, may be able to bring the best up out of him. But I just don't think that. I think that he'll be on another team. He'll maybe play better on another team. Similar to how Tannehill is. You know what I'm saying? That's always a great example.
Cool. All right, last question. We just had a whole 20-minute debate about this, so I need you to stand on this next question. Name your top 5 running backs in the NFL.
All right.
That is 5 to 1.
From 5 to 1. Nick Chubb.
My bad. No, my bad. You can do 1 to 5. My bad. Go ahead. 1 to 5.
Okay. That'd be Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, and Nick Chubb.
Okay. I like that.
Honorable mention Dalvin Cook. So
I'm about to say the one you only really left out that most people be like, what? It's Dalvin Cook, but I don't know how you feel about Zeke, and I don't know how you feel about Aaron Jones either, though. So
Aaron Jones.
Probably the other two.
I don't think Aaron Jones top 5, but Zeke can be top 5. But based on last year, he's not. And Dalvin Cook is kind of right in that little area with the Nick Chubbs and the Alvin Kamaras to me. So everybody all neck and neck. I could have replaced Nick Chubb with Dalvin Cook if I wanted to. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. Some up and coming running backs though, like your boy Antonio Gibson. I feel like Jonathan Taylor gonna be a pretty good back. I mean, the Carson Wentz thing is kind of up in the air now since he's about to deal with his injury. He just had the surgery. But Jonathan Taylor's
5 to 14 weeks, man.
yeah.
It's done. You heard of DeAndre Swift up there in Detroit?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift. Akers.
What's the name too? J.K. Dobbins and the Ravens, and Joe Mixon. He's always productive every year. Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs in Vegas.
Yeah, I like Chris Carson up in Seattle. I like Chris Carson up in Seattle. You know, I'm always a Raheem Mostert fan. Dude is just fast. And then Cam Akers, although he just got hurt, Cam Akers got potential to be a top 5 running back in the league too.
So yeah, man, that's gonna be it for us, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. This was a nice, long, interesting conversation, dog. Zay came at me today, y'all. He didn't like some of the stuff I came with, so it's all good though. It's all good because I understand that. I like when people come on the episode and want to debate and want to go at me about some of my certain takes because I know I can have some interesting takes on some interesting things. So I appreciate Zay coming on with me today. As always, y'all, make sure y'all like, follow, share, subscribe, and continue to share with your friends, man. Let somebody know, man. Just let one person know, man. It won't hurt you, man. And if you're listening, if you continue to listen, appreciate it. This has been Open Shot NFL Preview. We closing up the NFC soon, and we're gonna be moving on to the AFC next. So yeah, man, hopefully y'all enjoying these podcast episodes and continue to listen, man. Thank you again. Zay, you got anything to say before we head out?
Nah, bro, thank you for having me again, man. I know that my takes were a little bit too much for you to handle, bro, but it'll be all right.
I appreciate it. So yeah, thank y'all again for listening, man. Peace.